towards the top ground, and he gets Prestovit with the drop down in the alley-oop afterward.
Yep, and here it is. Joy has now found himself 2 layers up and over these opponents here. He has to be very careful. He's looking to see if he can just disconnect this entire build, maybe get some fall damage.
He needs to look up, though. There was a rift that went off. This is not completely uncontested, and boom, there it is. He realizes there's the 3 players in the sky, wants to hold this high ground, so he's going to push over towards this other player, and he gets it away from him, except gets the high ground ripped away from him, and Joy immediately looks up and places the trap down.
Yeah, he did manage to pull that off. What is going on here? Clix still in the game. Baldy still in the game as well. Clix pops the big old rift. He's getting this nice rotation. He sees the mountain up ahead. This is going to work out perfect for him as Joy is probably running low on mats. A lot of builds coming out of him, except going up. And Clix just lands on the ramp, doesn't even care. No respect for Joy at all. Puts the double ramp off right there.
Just absolutely took it away from him. Clix in the top right, Joy in the bottom right. That's the fight that's happening in the high ground. You have 2 separate 1v1s. Clix versus Joy, except versus FaZe attacks and attacks. Runs him over. Absolutely brilliantly done from him there after taking out J-Truth. Gets that there. So he has uncontested low, but with no mats to his name. So Clix is just going to rain down on the lobby. Only 2 mats left on Joy and a singular shadow bomb that is there as well. Everything is pointing to Clix if he can get his way down. Attacks, goes forward onto Joy, and Joy finds it. He gets the siphon, but he's down on the HP lead as Clix has the high ground, but is starting to run low on mats. Only has 12 left, but that's all it takes. The combat shotgun from nearly 6 tiles up. The hard aim down sights for Clix. 3 elims, victory royale, locks it up with the 13 points. There's a reason he's qualified in duos, solos, and he's in first place. Well, right now, well done, Clix, but the action doesn't stop. Again, 49 players left, nearly half of the lobby in this match, and we're on board here with Raised by King Steens. 25 minutes left.
Yeah, definitely was a crazy game right there for Clix, but jumping into the next game, 25 minutes left on the queue. This is going to be a close one here for Steens, as he is running out of time on the clock for the final opportunity for anyone, guys, to make it through the Fortnite World Cup final stage. This is
okay. It's loading for some reason.
Bella.
Steens push forward for it. First edit, second edit. Players right there, phasing through the floor, and opts to disengage. No shot coming out yet. Oh, he found him. He owns that ramp.
Oh, that's
that
his.
Should be free. Yeah.
Oh my, another 124. Guys, the combat has such a tight crosshair. These shots are just barely connecting at full range right there. That's insane. Such a tough shot to make in a close quarter like that. Beautiful flicks right here. Steens is in it to win it right now, and he is now replenished to max materials. Taking a look around the map now. You see, you have class in this game. Nukes Boss. Again, we see more Boombo action here. Will we see some elims being picked up? Not as much as we saw before. That little change to the Boombos made a big difference.
Yeah, I know a lot of people kind of scoffed at it at first, like, oh, like 0.25 seconds. That's not a big difference. When you look at small numbers like that in particular, I advise people to think in terms of percentages, right? So yeah, you think, oh, a quarter of a second, that's not that long of a time. But 1, a quarter of a second is about the natural reaction speed for a human, and 2, that's a 25% increase. So all those like sick full draw flicks you saw before, you don't have the time to do that anymore. Because yes, the extra half second, you're like, oh, what is that? But if it's the reaction time for your average human being, I promise you, the competitive Fortnite player has a much faster reaction time than that. So all of a sudden, they hear any amount of that draw, or you don't get as quick of a release, it's not going to be as effective. Not to say it's not strong, but it's definitely slightly more significant than people thought at first.
Yeah, definitely. Percentages are huge, and we talked about reaction speeds. Nuke's boss has picked up a three-piece on his rotation and has managed to follow the tree. So close, hits the tree as Nut walks right past him. He did do the last bit of damage, so rewarded.
Any cheat, we're gonna have to look at that maybe for teaming, because Nut in the tree, just similar names going through the tree, holding up there, just make sure. But no, brilliantly done from Nut. Super unfortunate there that the tree happened to be there, but you know, sometimes luck's on your side and sometimes it's not, as we're on board here with Clarity G.
Sure that kid
trying to find an angle, still has his baller as well as two shadow bombs, so a lot of utility coming out, has the heavy sniper as well, and you can see him just trying to find a spot to hang out with the baller so he won't get shot down. This is one thing about these baller rotations. The players try and hang out off the underside of builds so you won't take additional ammo. You still see about 5 of them trying to make their way up the side. Kazui gets Boogie Bomb, but is going to be okay. And this rotation is nuts and stacked. Everyone trying to go up and over this hill. As you can see, Nistic, Tech, Twizbot, CWV, Nobu BFO, Prodigy Aces, Tendi, Tuchen, all going
really not
down to the storm. An old man mountain. He is patient.
Yeah,
he is calm, and he will claim his toll. The lobby goes from 30 to 18 in the blink of an eye.
He might be good.
Just over the mountain, a nightmare situation for these players that do not have mobility. And it's crazy because not one friendly launch pad came down, so they all went down. Everyone paid the price there.
It's like you're looking for recycled utility. It's like who's going to be the one to do it? Hey, but if nobody is recycling, nobody gets to go.
Could get pickaxe
and that was what we talked about. We talked about how this hill can end up for an awkward rotation, and look at what it spawned as the players now have to rotate back through it. TJ on the high ground, 2 players ripped up into the rift. Casker and Vayne on the low ground. Top 15 remaining right now.
And somehow Clarity still managed to keep the ball with the no health. Literally all it needs is one shot here and it can be taken out. But with all the chaos, all the players, he's managing to just stay in it, just avoid all of these guys, avoid all this problematic.
Largely by doing this, you can see hanging out on the underside of the high grounds builds. He's not going to edit himself and look back down. But right as he does it, gets the build broken. That player isn't going to be looking to knock that ball away. He wants to find Elim's Clarity, looks skyward, hits the heavy snipe, but no knocking down there. Kazui is still in this match. Did just pick up Chief. Vayne also still in the match on the low ground. Kazui going to drop, opts to catch himself, and then swap right to the combat shotgun. Clarity picking up Kazui there as he continues to work downward into the top 10 now.
Love it. He is looking to now take down this build here. It's not held up on much. And interesting, he had shadow bombs, but he waterfalled all the way down.
It's coming down now.
Someone is coming down. It's his high ground to keep if he can just hold it here.
There's no one there, though. It's fine. Top 5 and high ground now for Clarity all of a sudden. Still has 20 builds and the 2 shadow bombs.
Oh, man. It's going back up and over from top. Tries to land on him. Clarity gets shot. Is he going to be able to continue to keep it? Yes, he does. He keeps his high ground and trades a monstrous shot in return. Wraps him right up. Now it's all his once again, and he's replenished on health.
Great double trap there from Clarity onto Futatu right as he pushed in the box. Casker and TJ going at it in the bottom right-hand corner. Casker going to be the beneficiary of that one. And now he's looking, he's not staying with the zone. Uses the RPG to drop down Clarity. Clarity has zone position, gets the first shot, and Casker finds it! He got the one shot! Casker, you lord! 5 elims, victory royale, 15 points there, pushing him up to 46. What a finish, my lord Casker. Courage, that was pretty sick.
It does not get much closer than that. Right down to the final moment, hits the shot he needs to, and wins the game. Folks, I'm back here
Look at
on
that
stage
cutie
with
right there.
my good friend Dr. Lupo, as we've been watching the NA action unfold. Now, Ben,
that was fucking insane.
You've also got a ticket to punch, but we'll get to that in a second. First, catch her to speed of what you've been looking out for.
NAE so far putting on an excellent show, and actually
coming up there.
One of the craziest things we've seen thus far up until right now is the standings have been kind of it's a new set of faces.
Yeah, this last week, everyone that's been fighting for those spots has risen through the ranks. It is now in that top 10. The question is, who winds up holding on to those spots? As we are still waiting to see that all unfold. Either way, though, those coveted positions, 6 more left. It's coming down to the wire. This is the last opportunity they have to make it into the Fortnite World Cup.
3,000 players from every region played through on
Courage
Saturday
didn't make
to
it into the
it
World
here,
Cup
but
'cause
right
he's
now,
trash.
the top of the top of the top
His
for
head
NA
ass
East. Here's your
fucking fell off
standings.
a mountain.
Quick refresh of everything we've seen. We just saw Clix. Multiple games so far today. 3 victory royales.
Clix has
Only
3
7. He still
wins.
has 3 left.
Yeah, he definitely
66
qualified. He's
points.
first right
He's
now.
already qualified.
Yeah.
So you have to keep in mind too, players like Clarity, Mega, even though you
Oh, he already
all the way down to the
qualified.
bottom, Colorful, those players, if they end up in the top 6 for NA East,
Mega
I
I think he's gonna
the
qualify
list of
twice.
who's going to qualify. So if you freeze it right here,
Dubs
this
has
is one of the
already
craziest
won 4
things as we
games.
head into the final week of
qualified
solos.
4 times.
Freeze it right
4
here.
out of the 4 times you can.
Every single player on this board would end up qualifying because you have 1st, 4th, and 5th.
He got killed by
pushes
scissors twice, Trent.
multiple positions down. It's insane, and that's consistency because then you have Clix,
He got
Clarity,
killed by the
Mega,
dynamite
Colorful,
one,
all
and
already
then
in the top 10 right now as
Cook,
it stands
whenever
right now.
Scissors
But like
was
I
coming
said,
from Pleasant.
still have games left to play.
Tough thing is Aspect already at 10 games played, won't be able to up that score anymore. We'll see if they can potentially hold on to their position. We know that that's a look at NA East. I believe we also have an update for Brazil.
The final standings
The
for
final
Brazil.
standings for Brazil.
There it
Clip
is.
Node qualifies. Techno Viking in that 2nd spot. So close, but not enough in the end. You see the
Clip
9Z
Node
boys on
qualified.
there as well. Either way, Clip Node, the one qualifier from Brazil, which means we've got a ticket to punch. We've got a ticket to punch
Jack,
for the World Cup Finals. Ben, I know this is something that you've struggled with.
It's gonna work.
The dynamite one
It
was
has
fucking
to work.
great.
At some point, it's
Do it.
gonna work. All right,
Do it.
So, I've seen everybody else do it. It's just a little corner tap. I think that I've been hitting in the middle. I'm
all I
gonna
do.
try the corner. Okay,
All
ready?
right, go ahead.
And
Lupe Evans just said, man,
Man.
fuck this.
Let's throw it back to our casters. To the
Right now?
break.
You're getting on right now?
Hey Fortnite fam, BallaTW here to get in the nitty gritty of competitive Fortnite. The final circles in competitive Fortnite are packed tightly with both action and players, all fighting to get the victory royale. Let's introduce one of the most common techniques used to outlast your opponents in those congested final zones. What is tunneling? Also known as snaking or pathing, this is when you build a protected tunnel.
Yeah, that kid's not tunneling,
while
right?
running
He's not
away
putting
from
the fucking
storm
pyramid
into
above him.
the next safe zone. When these safe zones get so small, this becomes very, very important, as there can be opposing players on all sides of you. Here's an example of the most basic tunnel, the straight tunnel. From your base, you simply build straight towards your destination straight ahead of you, with the floor piece below your feet and above your head. This is the most basic and also dangerous version of the tunnel, since you're not covering horizontally. You're exposed from your sides. However, you save materials by doing this. The materials you spend covering your sides quickly add up. Then, if you need to go diagonally to get where you need to go, you'll often see players do the diagonal tunnel. At its most basic, it's very similar. You're just changing directions as you go, once left, once right. This is very useful since sometimes you'll encounter enemies that you want to get away from on the road to the victory royale, or the next safe zone is
guy's
in a
a
diagonal
bot.
direction. So just change directions and move, but make sure to stay safe from the storm. Now we talked about how you're exposed from your sides. In both versions, you can add walls to either side, or both left and right, or even in front as well. This gets really hard really fast, and this is why it's so impressive that not
Gets
only
really
are these
hard really
island players
fast.
tunneling so fast and without error, but at the same time going for crazy plays on unsuspecting opponents to rack up elimination points as well as placement points. It's a lot to take in, and oftentimes they do things so fast that you can't even keep up. Watching players like
There's like a
Cease,
6-second
Fizzle,
delay.
Mongrel, Benji Fishy, and all the players playing in the Fortnite World Cup Online Open play from their tunnels can be jaw-dropping. So there you have it, tunneling. One of the most important skills in competitive Fortnite. It's pretty simple at its core, but at the high pace of these congested endgames, it gets complicated. That means you need to practice, and make sure to hop in creative mode and do just that. You can practice it in the open on your own island, or use one of the many amazing pre-built training courses that creators have made. This was BallaTW, and we'll see you in game.
There's 2 minutes left until the next game.
Went into actually qualified. It's actually such a relief, such a big achievement, and something I've been working for almost a year now. It feels really good.
I think it's one of my biggest accomplishments. It's just a massive, massive pool of people.
You need to be so incredibly proud of your son being one of the best, one of the best solo Fortnite players in the world.
It's still hitting me like slowly.
159 points.
Like, I was laughing so much.
Wow, I won $50,000 guaranteed, and I'm going to New York.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep 50,000.
Oh, there you go.
As a kid, this is basically all you dream of.
The hype's really real.
It's a game I can compete in, and I think that's why I have so much fun in it.
Bro, that play was fucking gnarly, swear.
I'm incredibly grateful for Fortnite for like giving me the opportunity to just pursue gaming and how many friends I've made through this game.
Thank you for everyone who believed in me, because I honestly didn't really believe in myself.
It's gonna be so fun. I love it.
It's awesome. Thanks, Fortnite.
Where should TV qualify players, maybe? Got like 100. Oh, there's Daddy Lupo. There's Fatty Courage. And then there's fucking Merman. Wait, that's not even Courage. No, you didn't, bitch. Okay, listen here, buddy. Fuck you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jones,
share the stream too, pussy.
Everyone in between. My name is Sundown, and you're watching the Fortnite World Cup Online Open week number 9. Yes, week 9 already, which means it is the final week of the solos competition. We have already seen Europe, Oceania, Asia, and now Brazil wrap up. We're going to get into the final moments of NA East, and I'm going to need some amazing casters to bring us to the conclusion. It's going to be Dr. Lupo and Zikamus Prime. Gentlemen, take us away.
You'd think after long enough, walking out from the same section would lose its pizzazz, but it's true, it's not the case. Still feels good every time. Zeke, welcome. We get to finish NA East, dude. It's the craziest region in terms of big names.
Sure. I'm still just baffled that Sundown called me an amazing caster. I mean, with an accolade like that, what else do I need? Let's hop into these games as amazing casters would. Here we go, though. Like you said, man, this is the tail end of NA East. And again, Fortnite fam, if this is your first time tuning in, maybe, you know, you've been with us in and out. Guys, this is it. The final week of solo competition. 9 minutes, almost 10 here left on the clock for these players to queue up. This is it, Lupo. This is literally these players' last opportunity to qualify and punch your ticket to the finals. Now, don't forget, we have 1 week left that has been moved, all right? And that will be the final duo week. But right now, it's all about solos.
Remember, too, with that adjustment in scheduling comes a doubling of prize. $2 million on the line this week and
$2 million fucking
the following week, that final week, the 20th and the 21st, in case you're checking your calendars. Appreciate Epic making a solid call there. You don't want to schedule multiple cool events simultaneously. Make sure everybody can walk.
Give me a moment.
Accuracy the ability to ADS.
Now you guys'
down
comments
sights,
will
for
get
those that
read
are not
out.
aware of what the acronym stands for, do just a little bit extra damage as everything kind of accuracy is increased, everything's pushed together, the spread is not as severe. Shots from the outside here, a quick little tap. Lawton goes down. Phenom picking up third elimination.
Trash.
Does a great
It actually does read
wall,
out.
or ramp, excuse me, there to mount a little bit of a defense. You know, he saw the player. He
I want to see what this is. Okay, but
you know what's crazy? I think it's the first time we're seeing Sunny Steps today when he's finally under the zones.
okay, so you see this, bro? For the high school dude. Did he just fucking hit me? How bullshit. He hit me again. Bullshit. Victory? Yeah, I don't know. My trigger spam is so garbage. Yeah, I don't know. Yeet. Oh, he hit me. Fuck. Gotta watch for whenever he stops, because this one shoots. I'm gonna kill this thing. Let's go. I'm going for this high score, 90k. How did that hit me? I can't see my guy over there. That's bullshit. I walked right into that. I'm trash. I'm not good enough. Trying to figure out how I can change the name. Yo, you getting on? Can you hear me? Brotherton. Trey. Trey. Oh, God. Yo, can you hear me? Trey. Trey. It would have been nice to have an invite.
I'm making my 1v1 map better. So. I didn't know if you're fucking still gonna watch the fucking World Cup or not.
Nah, I was just playing the game mode. Yeah, I'm trying to change the name of the stream, but I don't know how to.